I am back. Life lately. I went for NYC. I have worked with a wide uniform analysis company, a consulting firm, the church as a data analyst. You need the technical skills and the soft skills. Learn Excel first. Learn SQL. See that SQL. Most companies don't use it, but the companies that use it will use it. Learn Power BI. See those three skills holding to your left hand. Like if you learn functions in Excel, you know that you've learned functions in Google Sheets. I'm not going to tell you to disregard any skill for any reason. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining this video. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Adunayo, popularly known as Odun Data Girl, and I am back. I know I've been away. I know I've been very busy. I sincerely apologize for not showing up like I used to. I believe that at the beginning of the year or last year, I used to post back to back. I used to post my dashboard, and I'm here to say a very big thank you to every one of you that have still watched my video regardless. Posting the dashboards you recreated from my channel, and these things has been the only source of encouragement I've had to come back here and start again. I'm just here to tell you guys that I am back. When I say I am back, I am actually back. I am back to feed you guys with actual tutorials, more tutorials. The purpose of this video is to inform you about life lately. So I went for NYC in June. I posted the video recently on my channel. I also got a job at one of the biggest writing companies in the world, and it has been a big deal for me basically, and I had to put in my all into this job. That has been taking my time, and I'm just glad that I'm back here. 2 months ago I started working remotely. This has influenced my decision of coming back here, because I have much time on my hands now. I had to sit down, schedule my time, and I have come to a balance where I know that I can create time for my content, I can create time for myself, I can create time for my NYC. If you're seeing this for the first time, I teach data analysis, and if you watch my tutorial videos, you would love data analysis. That's what I do, that's why I'm here. So stay tuned on this channel while we talk about starting out as a data analyst. If you are trying to be a data analyst, or probably you just graduated from school, or you're a student, if you've been thinking about being a data analyst, here on my channel is the best place to be as well. So today's video, I'm just going to talk about few tips as to starting out as a data analyst. Even if you started learning, even if you started, you're just new into the space, I am the best person you can trust for situations or conversations like this, right? So, first, we're going to talk about knowing what data analysis means. So, basically, in layman's term, I'm going to say that data analysis is the process of making decisions based on the data you have. I have worked with a writing company, I have worked with a data analysis company, I have worked with a consulting firm, I've worked with a church as a data analyst, and I can, for the fact, tell you that you should be able to solve business problems, just answer questions. I'm going to talk about the layman's definition of data analysis, which is the process of collecting, cleaning, analyzing, visualizing, and processing data. Not processing entirely, but like making data answer your questions or solving business problems using data. There are so many aspects of data analysis. There's the exploratory aspect, there's the descriptive aspect, there is the prescriptive aspect, there is the diagnostic aspect. So most times people need data analysts in their companies because they want to diagnose a problem, or because they want to explore the opportunities they need to explore in the company. Most times when I'm talking about data analysis, I use a store or a fast growing business as an example. For instance, you sell clothes and bags, and you realize that in the past couple of months, for no reason, bags have really dropped in sales. So you would ask questions like, what happened? Is it that people do not want to buy bags anymore? This, that, this, that. But you only need a data analyst when you need to use your historical data, the trends around you, and so many other options to consider why that situation is happening. So the when, why, what, and how are the things that data analysts, consider whenever they are working Also, another scenario for what a data analyst will do for you is probably in a school. You want to know the best performing students, you want to know the low performing students, you want to know the low performing courses, low performing teachers and lecturers. And you have your historical data, you have your assessment data, you have your attendance data. Those data cannot just go to a waste. You need somebody to help you see why students are performing better in a particular course. The data analyst, you need to be very, very proactive in your thought process and your ability to solve problems, in your critical thinking, analytical skills. When I talk about analytical skills, I'm talking about your ability to look at the data that looks like it is gibberish and interpret it to be able to like answer the questions you need to answer. So that's like the idea behind data analysis. I'm also going to talk about the skill set needed to be a data analyst. So first, your skill set, you need the technical skills and the soft skills. First, about the technical skills, we talk about Excel, Python, Power BI, Tableau, the numerous technical skills that you will need. And most times, based on my own personal experience, looking at my own journey, I started learning Python at the beginning, then I learned Excel, then I learned SQL, then I learned I think Tableau, then I learned R before I now learned Power BI. So Power BI was like the last thing I learned, and it's like the thing that I do most now, apart from Excel and Google Sheets. Google Sheet was totally an afterthought for me, to be honest, and that's like what most companies use now. So I'm going to say, if you're learning, gather the tools. Learn Excel first. Learn SQL. See that SQL. Most companies don't use it, but the companies that use it will use it. I'm not going to tell you to disregard any skill for any reason. Learn SQL. Learn Power BI. See those three skills: Google Sheet and Excel, Power BI and SQL. Google Sheets and Excel, they're like the same tool but different mechanisms. If you learn functions in Excel, you know that you've learned functions in Google Sheets. Do you get? So the way both the different tools work is what differs. So learn SQL, learn Power BI. You will learn Tableau too. Not that you will not learn the remaining ones. You're going to learn each and every tool the way you should as a beginner. Then you now know that the things you're holding to your left hand, like I said, Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Those are the tools that I know that most companies use. People use Google Colab, Jupyter Notebook, and if you want to be a data scientist, you can now progress to all other skills. But that's like the skill sets you need. Then for soft skills, I I've explained some of the skills: critical thinking, um, analytical skill, good communication skills, data storytelling. I feel like people neglect the importance of data storytelling. Data storytelling is very important if you are starting out as a data analyst. Very, see, you need it because how do you present your insights? Okay, you solve the problem that the company wants to solve, right? How do you present it to the stakeholders? Very important. Attention to details, your ability to pay attention to every single thing. Most times, let me give you guys an instance. So like I said, I work with a riding company. There's sometimes that it will rain, and whenever it rains like that, some drivers do not like to move because of the flood, especially dispatch riders. They do not like to, they cannot even walk in the rain, especially heavy rains. So normally there is an outlier on that particular day, and is most likely going to affect the data for the week. At the end of the week, you're presenting your insights and you're just saying it rained on Tuesday, so everything went bad. My manager that I know, she's going to ask you to show her why. What made you conclude like that? You have to be very, very sure that everything you are saying as a data analyst is backed up by data. Your data might have been skewed on that particular day that it rained, right? But there might be other days that had bad days, that had bad outcomes that you need to also pay attention to. So that's also something we need to pay attention to, or we need to like hold very dearly as a data analyst. Aha, how to think like a data analyst. Let's give an instance of this month. You notice that sales have been going up in your company, and then last month it wasn't like that, and you're just assuming that probably maybe because December is coming. You need to be very sure. How was it last year? Is it a pattern from the previous years? Is it that we did something differently? What days? What time? You know, these questions that will keep coming to your head. You need to make sure that you've crossed your T's and dot your I's. Make sure that you've answered all the questions you need to answer before jumping into conclusion. The main reason why people get data analyst is because they do not want to jump into conclusion. And if you as a data analyst is jumping into conclusion, you see that there is a problem somewhere. Most times when people want to learn, I tell them to draw a plan or a map, roadmap. I will try to create something and then share. You can drop a comment if you want. A plan to like track your progress. That's what the plan is for. So you'll be like, this week I'm learning Excel, this week I'm learning Python, this week I'm learning SQL, this week I'm learning Power BI. And if you do not jump on projects, everything you are learning will seem easy until you actually practice. So it's very important also that you practice. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but this is like everything in my head that I feel like you need to know. This is like a starter pack for data analysis, or when you're considering being a data analyst. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you would love to see content like this, please like, comment, and share. Comment motivates me. Comment gives me the ginger to do more. Watch my previous videos, watch my Excel tutorial videos, watch my Power BI tutorial videos. They will help you to actually practice what you've learned. I'm not, most times my Power BI tutorial videos are not to teach you the basics. They are to help guide you while you're doing your personal projects, what you put out there, what you want people to see. Most times learning is not enough, practicing is a whole job. My dashboards, my tutorials are just to like encourage you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to serving you guys more and more and more content. Bye.